Hello and welcome back to Everybody Loves Raiken, our 5th edition live play that meets every Tuesday night. Last week, all hell broke loose, in a kind of a literal sense, as Tiamat herself took hold of Tatsuya's fallen form and converted him to a devil, as per some clause in a pact he had apparently made with her. According to him, as a bid to destroy her. This, of course, as many deals with devils do, came back to bite him in a big way, and the party had to defeat an extremely powerful archdevil-level threat that Tatsuya became. And in the middle of this fight, as Tatsuya was very much showing off the power of this new form, having blinded and deafened Laramendis, and just blinded and deafened and nearly killed Vendar, spared only because Raiken intervened and drew formerly his brother's attention back to himself. On his turn, Vendar took out the new experimental explosive, the nitroglycerin, that he had purchased in the Thieves Guild at Dicoselphus, and made the ultimate sacrifice. He laid down his life to save those of his friends, and detonated himself and the devil that Tatsuya had become. And his gambit succeeded. It was just enough damage to fell the devil, and more than enough damage to obliterate him. But luckily, Jebble the Druid always comes prepared with Reincarnate. And so today, as the party has gathered around the spell being cast, Vendar will be reincarnated into a new body. So, Vendar, I invite you to roll a D100 for us and tell us the result.
Oh, I'm so anxious.
Sam has taken the time, the effort, and the liberty to create us a more inclusive reincarnation table, hitting all of the extended added races from the expansion books that are not on the original list. We took some time together to get our numbers adjusted. So, what have you got?
Ready for this? I got a 6.
A 6?
A 6.
A 6?
Interesting.
I think I know what that is, because I remember the top of the table. Sam, please tell us what Vendar becomes back as.
So, well, do you want me to just say it, or do you want to describe it as he reforms?
You may say it.
Okay. You're a dragonborn capable of breathing fire.
Lovely.
Okay.
Now we have 3 Dragonborn now in the party.
The party is losing its diversity. The only human in the party has died and has been replaced with the party's 3rd Dragonborn, 4th if you count Tatsuya.
Well, if you think about it, we are doing a quest for Bahamut.
Yeah, and we also have a literal dragon.
Wait, hold on. So now we have another Dragonborn for Tristan to get the name wrong again?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, you gotta change your name to some Japanese. Ah! Oh,
He doesn't have to do that.
So, as the Vendar paste that had lifted off magically from the surfaces it had coated and become these glimmering motes of arcane energy in the air, as Jebble was performing his, 10 minutes, hour-long spell, is going to all begin to gather in front of him, forming a person-shaped, 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, kind of body out of light in front of him. And for a few moments, you're going to be seeing a form that looks a lot like Vendar. Slight arms and legs, average height, what were you, like 5'9"? 5'10". 5'10". And as it's, gathering, thickness gathering, density of these motes of light, as you see this silhouette of your friend, Vendar, forming there. And then as the spell progresses, you're going to see as it kind of beefens up and grows in height, and finally as the light begins to fade and color begins to be added as an artist splashes paint on the canvas, you are going to see the red and gold scales of a dragonborn, horns, paunches, claws, teeth, form out of the light. And by your side, as Lord Squeakers II has hopped out of this small round personal portal from the astral sea, bearing what appears to be the scale of Shisharan on his back. He's going to kind of stand up on his hind legs and with his little arms folded on his chest in front of him. He's going to look around at the party, waiting for that welcome back. And he's going to turn to his right where Vendar is reforming, and he's going to he's going to spot the Dragonborn reforming next to him. He's going to kind of look surprised at first, and he's going to kind of sniff at him. And he's going to kind of spring his way onto the leg, climbing up the clothing, and nestle himself into the familiar hat that rests upon your new draconic horns. And you're going to see him kind of hang his head down over the brim of your hat, Vendar, as the world comes back into focus for you. Your friends kind of standing around looking a little shocked at you. And Lord Squeakers is going to say to you, "Well, you're taller now, which is actually more fun.
Oh, what?
But I kind of miss your soft skin."
What? Oh my god! What did you do to me?
It's gonna be real interesting when he goes back to his family.
You gotta fix this.
Do
Do it again.
Would this be considered your now new original form because you're reincarnated this way? I don't think there's any going back.
Yes. Good news is you took down Tatsuya. Bad news is you obliterated yourself to where I could not revivify you. So we went to other measures.
Yeah, you were a paste.
There's no other way.
Any other way would have required waiting for long enough to regain powerful spell slots.
I mean,
I think. Laramantis says as he just looks a little quizzically at Jebble. Because he's not actually sure that Jebble's out of the proper spell slots.
Oh.
Proper spell slots?
High enough level to cast not reincarnate for resurrection magic.
That might work. Boom.
I like that we're asking this question now, guys.
Well, he couldn't ask him when he was casting. He can't talk then. He was busy.
Well, that's true.
you could have interrupted him.
That would have wasted the spell slot.
Desperate times call for
even more of a disadvantage should anything happen.
And let me ask you this. If you had waited, what would have been the downside?
You be gone forever? I don't.
If you could have waited and revived me with powerful magic, that was the implication.
The downside is that we don't actually know when we will be in a position that it is safe to properly cast such powerful magic.
And what little remains,
especially without your assistance.
Yeah, and with what little remains that were here for your body, and if this plane disappeared, you would lose everything left of you?
Yeah. Whatever you used was powerful. We almost got caught in the blast.
I'm glad, at least for that.
On the plus side, you know, being a Dragonborn is not bad. We're a very strong and noble race.
But I was a human. You know how different this is?
Quite different.
But it's different good because you're the best race now.
Whoa.
I'm sneaky. I'm supposed to sneak in the shadows. Now I'm giant.
Yeah,
Another
problem.
Another for Team Clank.
I don't want to be a part of Team Clank. Fuck Team Clank. I'm the opposite of Team Clank.
You can be sneaky as a Dragonborn, Raiken. Stop.
Yes, your stats are the same as they were when you were human. Just have a dragon breath now.
Okay.
You can sneak up. You can sneak up to someone and then.
It'd be even more terrifying. Can you imagine sneaking up behind someone and like?
We can do to at least make me look like I'm normal.
Whoa.
I guess can you cast that whole true polymorph crap on him and make him look human?
I can tomorrow, or a better thing would be as soon as we know that it's safe for me to lose a 9th level spell slot.
Well, there you go. You got that.
A Dispel magic would still be able to revert you to your more draconic body.
It would be a surprise then. You'd shock and awe them.
I mean, if I was a human that walked up and suddenly breathed fire,
you would not be capable of breathing fire.
Oh.
Yeah, is there like an illusion that we can put on for at least temporarily?
Not that I can cast on you and maintain in any.
We're supposed to go talk to my brother like now. We can't talk to him like this.
To the voice of the sky, I can't cast seeming.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna know
only
who I
cast
am.
it once a day.
What am I supposed to tell him?
Does everybody
Now
just
you
still look
sacri-
like angels?
Tell him that you had to sacrifice yourself.
You know what?
And how am I
if Leah hasn't dismissed it, then yeah, we do still all look like angels. I think seeming can be dismissed as an action.
I dismiss it.
Okay.
We fought that entire last battle as angels.
As angels, yes. It just didn't matter because Tassia had true seeing.
Right.
So he saw the halfling inside the halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we saw each other as angels.
Yes, this is true.
But the really important thing wasn't whether or not Tatsuya knew who any of us were.
Yes.
It was that the people beyond Tatsuya
Yes.
thought that they knew what we were, which...
We'll see. Oh, Vendar. I actually realized I'd wanted to begin today with a few last moments in the Shadowfell, but I got kind of jumbled as we were getting started. I forgot that's what I wanted to do. So you recall, like your time in the Shadowfell is a little hazier now, kind of like waking up from a dream. But you do remember that you were greeted and spoke with the Raven Queen, and the clearest things in your memory, the ones that haven't yet been claimed by that waking dream feeling, would be the last moments with her, as you could feel the spell pulling your soul back to your body, or this body, if you prefer. And she would have said, again, looking directly at you, but being very hard to read what emotion she's trying to express, as she's got that porcelain mask over her face. But she would have looked to you as you were beginning to be drawn back to the material plane, and said, "It seems our time is up, but thank you for sharing this moment with me. You will have many tribulations ahead of you, and when you are ready, my realm is open to you and all of your friends. As for the Dragonborn, Raiken, you should let him know. I will be seeing him soon."
Awesome. I'll let him know.
"And I have no malice for him." And at that point you would have been pulled away, so... Sorry, that is the final scene I wanted to give you with her, but I forgot.
Alright.
Out of character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wait, oh, yeah. Before I forget, Raven Queen, Raiken, Raven King says she's coming for you.
That's
What?
sinister.
So she'll see you soon.
How soon is soon for a god?
Good question.
Given their longevity, it's entirely possible that their idea of soon would be different than immortals.
Well, with how many times I've seen her, I'm glad she didn't say me.
Yeah, but I've also taken people from her. Like, you're one of them. So...
Yeah, it sounded ominous.
No one is...
About Vendars is completely just fucking with it.
None of the
It's a
people that
Vendar.
you've
It's a Dragonborn.
resurrected... None of the people that you've resurrected have been taken from her. Their longer meetings have merely been delayed.
That's a nice way to put it. Nope, I'm not scared. When I die, I'm sure it'll be valiantly on the battlefield.
Yeah, climax song in Dragons.
Yeah, don't blow your load too quickly.
As you are standing around having this conversation, you will notice that the huge and half blasted body of Tatsuya is going to start to sizzle and burn and disintegrate into a pile of ash.
Ash is not a pile, it's a rock.
Lose 50 experience.
Grant me the strength to survive these players.
Well, we know what will happen.
I think Lermanus will turn to Vendar and say, another thing that you should be aware of is that we currently possess a necklace containing the soul of Tatsuya.
So we're hugging to the ocean.
That seems a dangerous thing to do.
When I noticed that my bag of holding is gone. Wait, where's my shit?
You blew
might
yourself
want
up.
to ask.
Yeah,
you
what
might
do you
want to
think would
ask
happen?
your little friends about that.
Lord Squeakers is still just sitting on the brim of the hat.
Unfortunately, a bag of holding that sustains the type of trauma that you have inflicted upon it ejects its contents into the astral sea.
God damn it.
Lord Squeakers is gonna, You're gonna see him, like, ooze his way over the brim of the hat and then, like, kind of tumble so he's dangling from the brim of the hat. And then, like, as he's dangling, like, kicking his feet around, he's gonna let go and just fall in front of your face.
I'll catch him.
You catch him, and you notice that as he lands in your palms, first you notice the big red claws with gold-rimmed scales that are now your hands. But then you notice that Lord Squeakers also seems to have a glass orb tied to him like a little backpack.
You got that.
It's got a note pinned to it.
Huh. I'll read the note.
Do you read Celestial?
I can't read this.
I can.
Raiken, over here.
Raiken will walk over. Well, I'm assuming he says that Celestial. I'm assuming he can at least figure out that Celestial, that he would tell him, so they can come over and read it.
Yes.
I think we also knew what it said.
Yes, the party is aware.
So like we would know. Like
fair.
when he goes to look at it, he's like, I can't read this. Raiken would know that it was Celestial because Raiken had translated it in the first place.
Yes,
It's true.
You know, and you can tell Vendar that it says, "Found this floating in the astral sea. Believe it belongs to you. Tell Vendar he's doing a good job."
Raiken will
give me the rest of my shit too.
hold on. Raiken will tell him what it says all up until the last part and say that you're doing a terrible job.
Laramendas will correct you.
Damn it, Laramendas!
I just fucking died for this shit, bro.
Guys are mean to each other.
Unfortunately, it is very likely that all of your equipment was not in a single location.
Is there any way we can get it back?
Yes. It would be extremely A, time-consuming, B, dangerous, C, magically intensive. We'd get to pick one of those three things.
Well, magically intensive seems something like we're capable of.
That one is also time-consuming to cast enough spells to get what you
like.
So, okay, yes, dangerous. So it's either dangerous and time-consuming or magically intensive and time-consuming. Magically intensive is likely to be less time-consuming than the more dangerous route.
How time-consuming is time-consuming?
Do you want everything that you had?
I mean, I appreciate that, but if we can just start with some of the important things like the Gooinator and my purple worm poison and my nitroglycerin.
Didn't you use that to
I still have
like
4 vials.
Oh, so there's still 2 more?
There are 3 more. I used 2 vials, and that's what happened. I have 3 more vials.
God. I would think that the safest way to go about things would require the use of wish spells. If we wanted to be extremely safe, or not, if we wanted to be as safe as possible, we would use it once for each individual object you would want. So, very magically intensive and time-consuming, since we would only be able to receive 1 a day. If you wanted me to true polymorph you into a human, that would be another 9th level spell slot. So, on the short end of things, to have you be human and the equipment that you most strongly desire, it would still be... Actually, it would be... In the best case scenario, it would be my 9th level spell slot and Cyrus's, because we would want to create simulacra to perform those wishes, to not run the risk of very quickly losing the ability to cast Wish. So, 2 9th level spell slots for every object.
Wait, 2 for every object? So we're only
Yes.
using 1 object a day and using both 9th level spells?
If we wanted to be most certain that we were safe in our...
What if we throw caution to the wind and just say, fuck it, do it all at once?
To the astral sea!
We could attempt to do that in a single wish. I would have to very strongly recommend against that.
Why?
The ramifications of that wish, depending on the distance within the astral sea between the objects, could be... I mean, it could very reasonably be catastrophic. I don't know if it would be that level of bad, but
wouldn't a bunch of little catastrophes still be worse than one big catastrophe?
Ideally, the wishes for each individual object would not be catastrophic.
I want my shit. It's not easy to come by all that stuff. All of my magic bowstrings.
Can I make an Arcana check about the wishes to try and get those objects from the astral sea?
Trying to understand what the potential dangers or costs of those wishes is. You may roll Arcana.
What if you did a wish that said that it was never destroyed?
If somebody wished that you hadn't... If somebody wished that your bag of holding had not been destroyed by the nitroglycerin, it would be... I would be unsurprised if that undid your actions that led up to it, which means Tatsuya would still be here in that form. And, depending on the wish, might pull us back here. I do not think we should do that wish. My Arcana check... 34.
34. Well, you know that there is some semblance of equivalency about it. Whatever you are wishing to have happen, there is going to be some transfer of energy somewhere in the world, but usually directed at the wisher or those around the wisher, that is... by some regard, balanced against what you're having happen. For instance, though not necessarily, retrieving an item from the astral sea could mean pitching another item into the astral sea or an equivalent plane. It could take the cost in blood from the wisher or someone near the wisher. It could cause something about the world to alter in a minor way, equivalent to mass being lost to another plane. But it's usually... there's some... imagine some external observer looking at me like, yes, matter or energy was conserved in this exchange. So the more you want to change, the more it'll cost. As you say, wishing that the bag wasn't destroyed could mean that you are pulled back to the moment before it's destroyed, or it could simply alter events and the subsequent events leading to this moment as if the bag hadn't been destroyed, leaving you with a potential butterfly effect of altered events.
What if that meant that we ended up with 2 of the black scales?
That sounds extremely dangerous.
You say dangerous, I say a good thesis.
If that's gonna get you to risk it, then I say go for it.
No, so Laramentis, that comment about danger was not in character. Laramentis does not feel that way, but the Laramentis will share the information about the ramifications of wishing with the party.
I just wish that I had a new bag of holding that had all of the stuff that was in my old bag of except for the scale. I already got the scale.
Yes.
Can mortals visit the Astral Sea?
Yep.
Jebble's
It's not
asking.
safe, but you can do it.
No, Jebble's asking that. He's
Oh,
turning
I'm
to-
sorry.
Yes, we could. I don't have any strong desire to. That's the dangerous, time-consuming path.
But which one's the faster one?
Using wish. I suppose we could combine them a bit and wish for them from the Astral Sea, which would mitigate some of the effects of transferring the objects. The other way that we could go about that is to wish for, say, a piece of parchment that has descriptions, like where on the Astral Sea each of the objects is located. And then if we could plane shift, we could go close to it and find them and things. There are other dangers associated with that, depending on where the objects are. But
I mean, if
we
we
could
know
certainly
where
try and
they're
find
at,
safe objects that way.
if we know where they're at, would it be possible to just open a gate under them?
They are not creatures. I'm double checking the gate spell. I think it requires you to.
I don't know in or out of character. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
What's the worst wish can do to you?
Anything. Literally anything.
Destroy everything forward and backward through time.
Worth the risk.
I was gonna say the worst case scenario, you could just get reincarnated also.
Vendar.
Now, do I think that is the most likely scenario for this wish? No, but
For Vendar, I will say that there is an upshot here. You don't have to have lost a bag of holding because there is a bag of holding right here. You have one.
Right. That's the bag. My new bag of holding. Give it.
I still think that when we open that bag, we should do it inside of a force cage, which means doing it tomorrow.
You're still denying me for everything I've been through.
If you need a bag of holding today, I'll trade you. I'll take that one tomorrow. You can have mine.
But I want to open that one.
Hold on. Well, hold on a second. When we open the bag, if anybody's opening, it's me.
No. A mage hand is going to open the bag within a force cage.
I will open the bag in a force cage.
I would really prefer you
Please
not to.
don't. We don't know. It could be rigged. You could explode like Vendar.
As reincarnating again.
I don't think my brother has nitroglycerin.
What is that?
He does have magic.
So glyphs of warding can't be transported. If
Right.
I put a glyph of warding in a bag of holding, which is an extra dimensional space, is that transport? Is that moving it? Because it's 3 feet or something like that, for a glyph of warding.
Technically, the space within the bag of holding does not move. So you could put a glyph of warding inside a bag of holding and technically have a portable glyph of warding, as long as it disappears if you move the object, or more than a foot or something, right?
Yeah.
Like
5 feet, maybe.
It's something like that. I remember they put a number on it for some reason. So as long as you stop moving, and we're not even gonna do frame of references here. Being on a horse, being on the planet. Yes, I know you're moving at all times, but as long as you have stopped walking and you open the bag, then you're fine. But if you open the bag while moving, you could dispel it, dissipate it, whatever.
Okay, so my bigger concern was if when it moves the 10 feet, does it trigger the spell, or it? But I just looked at it; it just dissipates.
It just dissipates.
It doesn't. So you couldn't stuff a bag of holding full of glyphs of warding with fireball, so that whoever opened it up got blown to smithereens.
I mean, as long as you never opened it and moved while it was open, you could. As long as you stuffed the glyphs of warding inside the extra-dimensional pocket.
But so I guess
Dragonborn give me fire resistance.
Being a fire dragonborn gives you
Yes.
fire resistance. Yes.
Well, at least there's that.
You have fire resistance. You have fire breath.
So I guess to your point about that though, if you cast the glyph of warding in the bag of holding, then that's how it would work. If you cast it and then put it in, it would still dissipate when you took it out. You need to be within the extra dimensional space, because if the surface or object is moved more than 10 feet from where you cast the spell,
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
you miles away, but somebody can climb into a bag of holding,
Yep.
which means you can climb into a bag of holding,
Yep.
open up a book, and cast Glyph of Warding a fuck ton of times.
I mean, that there's when the bag of holding is closed, there's 10 minutes of air in it, and it's a 30 by 30 space or something inside. So there's more than enough room for. Oh, look, demi-plane. Bag of holdings are just demi-plane connecting portals.
On a positive note, Vendar, I hope I can say this. At least you didn't come back as an ugly dragonborn, and you're actually pretty handsome.
Yeah, for a Dragonborn.
But hey, we're pretty handsome, thank you very much.
And what's Lynn gonna think?
We should ask her.
Oh.
I don't want her to know.
Vendar,
Oh my god.
if you need or want help adjusting to the scales, at least for the time being, I have some experience with that.
You chose that scales.
No, not the first time. He says, gesturing to the ones on his face.
So a bit different. You had some scales. I am a different species.
I know, it's not the same thing, but this still might be able to help.
Tristan, is this a PG stream?
No, it's not.
I was going to say,
Go for
maybe Lynn would like to play with your little lizard.
I hope so. I don't know how different that's gonna be. It's one of my main worries.
God.
It's bigger now.
Does that mean it's better?
Supposedly.
I don't know. That depends on her.
I've never had any sort of sexual experience with a dragon.
Oh my god. Let's move on, please.
That's about to change.
We have.
Be good.
Raiken's gonna run over and put his hands over Leah's ears.
I told you that's annoying.
Can we stop talking about this right now?
No.
But yeah, so I do not think that any one of us should open the bag of holding, because there are things that might have been done that would harm anyone else who would open it. So I think that when we open it, we should take as much precautions as possible.
Fine.
Lermandus is looking at Vendar for agreement from Vendar as well.
Why can't we just open it?
Because it could explode, similar to, well, you.
And if enough of us explode, we can't come back.
Well, if you want to do it so bad, we could put ourselves in the box of protection and let them do whatever they want.
You know, I just realized it's going to be harder for us to get perks for being next to a Draknir now.
I was gonna believe I am. Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
My family's not even gonna believe it's me.
surely they
supposed to
know
tell
something
Sandra?
about you that you'll be able to verify that other people wouldn't know.
Yeah, maybe. Not
Surely
for
they
everybody.
trust some cleric. Your family trusts some cleric that can cast Zone of Truth.
I'm just sitting here going, man.
We'll just have to recognize that one of their family is a dragonborn suddenly, and everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck's up with that?"
I'm just thinking, man, like master, like student.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Would have been wonderful. Out of character. Would have been wonderful if he'd become a dwarf. Which is what he would have been were it not for the Vendar's fate table.
Dwarf is 6 on the original.
Yeah, Hail Dwarf is 6.
You can tell them that traveling together with Dragonborn for long enough has some side effects.
Yes,
You really want to start a fresh batch of racism?
Dragonborn.
Dragonborns are contagious.
Start a race war.
Gosh.
I think that your family is well aware of the amount of magic that is floating around this party.
So many people are so aware of the amount of magic floating around this party.
Too many people.
We'll be able to send you back in some form, I imagine. It's just a matter of time, which we currently don't have much of.
Fuck Tatsuya. I'm a goddamn dragonborn.
So, while this is undoubtedly unpleasant, and I am very grateful for what you did, and will do my best to help you how I can, if we don't deal with the dragons in a timely fashion, your change will have been for nothing.
Yeah, we can deal with all the consequences after we save the world.
Just make Jebble reincarnate you over and over until you become a human again.
So many material components.
We got residual for
That's
that.
right.
Lurmendus wishes reincarnate over and over again.
Just kill everybody. I'll start twinning reincarnate with Wish. Let's go for it.
I mean, so we're the species we want to be.
But
I'm sure the
I can
Raiken
true
would find
polymorph
red-
you into a human as on the first day that it is that my 9th level spell slot is not needed for something else. If that would make you more comfortable.
But will that make him still look like he did?
He might need a good mirror and perhaps someone who was more familiar with how he looked than he was.
I mean, I have a pretty good recollection of what Vendar looked like. At least for the features that I could normally see.
Still missed a spot with me. Actually, no, that was me that did that, because I was dragging just... So never mind. Ignore that last comment.
Out of character, Lurmendus just picks the default dick option.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can customize my dick.
Got my foreskin back.
Jesus.
Maybe that then.
The drawback to the True Polymorph spell is that it can be dispelled. If somebody affects you with a dispel magic, and the force of their spell is strong enough to overcome a 9th level spell, you will revert back to a Dragonborn. Or if you walk into an anti-magic zone, you will revert back to a Dragonborn.
Well, hopefully
No,
after
or
we're done with the
someone
dragons,
looks at
there won't
you.
be much of that.
Well, yeah.
Someone that can see true forms will be able to see you as a Dragonborn, I think.
Yes, there are some entities capable of seeing through magic like that, and so would...
And would I glow and
see.
detect magic?
Yes.
Right,
I
so
do
the guards
now
no
have...
issue with that.
I do now have Nistel's magic aura, which means if I spend...
Frog.
30 days, I think.
Wait,
I
shit.
think it's 30 days.
That's fine.
least I
Yes,
didn't
30
roll on it.
days. So if I use a 2nd level spell slot on you every day for 30 days, I can remove the appearance of the transmutation magic on you. Again,
Well-
unless somebody dispels you. That one would go very easily.
Guess it's all just shit we're gonna have to deal with later.
At the very least, not today, because
Hey, well, maybe we'll all die anyway. It won't matter that I'm a Dragonborn. Other than the fact that we still have to go. We're right about to go talk to my brother, who I now have to explain why I'm a fucking Dragonborn.
You die, you get to the afterlife. Bahamut looks at you and says, "Well, I don't recognize him, but he looks like one of mine."
He just sees it. It's like dibs, and Cyanine's like, no, I called that one ages ago. And it's like, I mean,
dibs.
This one's clearly one of mine. Not respecting the divine dibs.
The International Dibs Protocol.
You think we're a nation here in the Astral Sea?
Maybe.
What is your next move?
I also have no weapons and I'm thus incapable of fighting.
You've got the twisted metal that used to be the pistols on the ground there.
You
Yeah,
also have your
I
fist.
can throw some metal shrapnel at him.
Well, I can offer you a couple things in that regard. I have a crossbow and a dagger.
Okay, this is better than nothing.
Alright, I'll give you my crossbow and 20 bolts. It's a light crossbow. And a +1 dagger that Narvar made.
Oh yeah, the practice dagger that Nerevar made.
Right, to find out that it still required attunement. Much to his annoyance.
I suppose that anything I had that wasn't in the bag of holding is just obliterated.
Outside of magic, yeah.
All the daggers that I had in shit and gone.
Look, it's not his fault that there wasn't attunement in 4th edition.
I really didn't want to be on the explosion when I used that. There wasn't much I had to do.
Well,
Yeah,
being
here.
blind and deaf made it hard to do it any other way.
Yeah, and I didn't specifically mean in that point like you did something. No, I meant like Vendar. Like when I got the nitro, I meant to not use it while I was standing on it.
Yeah,
I didn't intend to go with the explosion.
The best laid plans of ferrets and men.
Yeah, it was just like it was at the point where I was gonna die anyway, and it was like, at least I can take him with me.
Hey, and take him with you, you did.
I'm now horrified imagining the poison professor at the school just occasionally like reaching out a hand into the astral sea just to see what he gets. You know, like just like he does it like once a day kind of thing, just like anything interesting, and then like pulling out the one of the nitroglycerin vials and just being like, interesting.
Because I really wanted to share it with him so that we might be able to make more.
I don't know what this is, but I feel like it's a score.
I don't know what this is, but I'm going to find out. All of the students within, like 20 feet of the building just shudder.
Because the ground is shaking.
No, this one's the dread. The ground shaking very quickly follows the dread.
If we have 5 minutes, there's something I could try. Probably won't work, but I am interested in giving it a shot, at least for roleplay reasons. Because the magic sword Cyrus has a feature to revert artwork to its original state.
He's a very handsome dragonborn. One might say that he's a work of art.
I was a work of art, and still am.
So I guess I'll say in character, I have something that is not likely to work, but not likely to be harmful if it fails. If you're willing to stand still for 5 minutes.
Go for it.
And so I'll try and use Corellan's Grace on him.
Okay. You take out the sword with its intertwining vines of magic wrapped around the blade and perform the ritual. After weaving this net of arcane magic around him and reciting the incantation, the magic, the interwoven strands of light are going to slowly fall to the ground, as they did when you used this on the statue of Corellan. Only nothing is going to change. It seems it has to be a non-living object.
So, you're saying I'm just gonna kill him first?
Out of character, how hilarious would it be if, like, it actually did work, but it reverted him to something other than a human to show that he actually been reincarnated before instead of human?
That would be pretty funny.
Sorry, it doesn't seem to have worked, but it might be a avenue for a less catastrophic way of wishing you back to how you were.
And there were so many cool things I could have turned into, but Dragon Punch's not bad.
Ouch.
It's just generic. We already have 2 Dragon Punch.
That's how awesome we are. That's why there's so many of us.
I thought it would have been really fun if you became a long-tooth shifter. Just because they're, wolves.
It will be interesting within.
Exactly.
Vendar's fate, the fire dragonborn. Hey, it's something the party doesn't have.
Of lightning, cold, and fire.
We're a JRPG!
If you only if we could swap out the cold for, like, I don't know, probably acid, get the full earth, wind, and fire experience. Well, not wind, because, lightning's kind of windy.
Oh man, Yuki, you now know that Cyrus doesn't care for you.
That was more meant, it's more out of character, because it's for something that doesn't exist.
By the way, Yuki, you are still holding the jewel on its silver chain that supposedly contains Tatsuya's soul.
I would like to identify that when we have a moment.
Is there anything we can do to fix my pistols?
Well, what I just did actually might have fixed those. I can try to gain a short rest.
Amazing.
I can try again. Or give me a little time.
It's beautiful. Can Vendar make a history check?
I mean, I allow it. What does Vendar's history want to be checked for?
So Laramendus was not present for conversations around the muskets and pistols, and where some of them were headed.
Oh.
All right. I can probably just get some there. At least there's that. Not so great since I don't have any ammo for them anyway, since they're all in the bag of holding.
Look, sacrifices must be made to take down archdevils.
And I guess my scimitar is probably molten goo on the wall.
Was the scimitar magic?
No. It was just a scimitar.
Then yes.
The other thing I meant to offer, if you do intend to melee at some point, one of these also might be beneficial, where magic isn't needed. I'll hand him one of my 2 purple worm daggers.
Now you've got a magic dagger
The
and a
other
purple
dagger, magic dagger?
What?
The other dagger was a magic dagger?
Yep, I gave you a +1 dagger and a purple worm dagger.
Stab, stab.
So that you could still at least overcome magic resistance. Well, non-magic resistance somehow.
And I couldn't really do that before, so I guess I had the elements. Is why I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elemental damage is equivalent to magic damage.
And if worst comes to worst, you can throw it if they're within 20 feet.
Do I have to add a whole new dagger to make this a +1 dagger? Or can I just turn one of these daggers into a +1 dagger?
Yeah, it's a +1 dagger. I think the Purple Worm dagger has an entry on D&D Does
I had a Purple Worm dagger myself, so it was obliterated, obviously, but thanks for the new one.
I think it was in your bag.
I would have had that strapped to my boot.
That's still there.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep the daggers on me so I can easily just dagger grab them and throw them, even though I don't really do that.
Fair enough.
Well, now that you have less bow options, but yeah. So, while these might not be preferred equipment, until we can retrieve them...
Hey! No! I just saw something. I don't use it very often. It's in my bag of holding. Now that you're a dragonborn, I don't know if your strength is still up to par. I do have the power bow.
He's got...
Yeah, my strength's still shit.
I forgot that you had a composite bow.
Yeah, it is.
Can I use it with Dex?
The compound bow is designed for strength.
Yep,
then no, it's useless to me.
Well, I'm sorry you're weak.
I think it's also a longbow.
I use a short bow.
As a fighter, you could use anything. It was probably a longbow.
The fire or no the which string are you using? The bowstring might still be here.
Well, I had to fire it. I put the Gooinator back into the bag of holding.
Yeah,
Gooinator's
in the Astral Sea with its magic string.
Yeah, it's still alive. It just can't still have it.
I still have a bowstring too.
I have a pencil too.
Which bowstring did you have? Old one?
You let me borrow one of them. You had 3. You had the fire, lightning, and ice, and I got the ice.
Fire, lightning, and silence.
Oh, yeah, it was the ice.
Oh.
I had the silence as well. I had the 5/4. I had fire, lightning, ice, and silence.
It was fire, lightning, ice, and silence. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
you had ice, lightning, and silence, and she had kept the fire one.
Yeah, and that was I got the fire one.
And even though
you didn't want me to have fire for all the
not until you got through the part where you needed it.
Yeah, that's.
And I borrowed, even though it was the same element that I already had, it was still one I could cast or do at a range, so that's why I borrowed it.
So I mean, if anybody has a short bow, I can at least
I gave you a crossbow.
Yeah, you gotta reload a crossbow every time you use it.
Yeah,
Reload.
Which you only attack once per turn anyways. It's
Isn't
the same thing.
To reload?
Yeah.
The reload action just means that you can't make more than one attack in a turn with the crossbow.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant I had to shoot it and then take an action to reload. I wouldn't be able to attack the second.
You mean the next turn?
Back in the day, there was more to it about that. But it's much simpler now.
So as long as you're proficient with a light crossbow, it should be pretty close to the same thing.
Is that a simple?
It should be a simple ranged weapon.
Perfect. I was originally, when I very first made the character, going to do hand crossbows, and I found out that this sucked.
They do, kinda.
Well, but this isn't a hand crossbow; it's a light crossbow.
Yeah, but that's it's just it just says crossbow. I think it applies for all crossbow proficiency.
Huh?
I don't know. It's in weapons. It says crossbow, hand. Maybe that's saying hand crossbow. I don't know.
That's it. Crossbow, hand is a hand crossbow.
Oh yeah, I was just wrong. Confused. And I don't know if it's not a simple weapon.
It is a simple weapon.
Yeah, a light crossbow is a simple weapon. Heavy crossbow isn't. So you're able to use light and hand crossbows.
I think hand crossbows need their own special.
Because hand crossbows are martial weapons. That's why they've specified it for you.
So you get all simple weapons plus these very specific martial weapons.
Yeah, I could use the crossbow. What's the crossbow's damage?
It is a D8.
D8 for a hand crossbow?
No, for a light crossbow.
Oh.
It's
A light
a
crossbow.
D6 for hand.
I'll delete
Yeah.
the scimitar.
Does that mean the heavy crossbow's a D10?
Correct.
Powerful. So, are we going to the army? Are we going to the astral sea? Are we going to sleep so that wishes can be... Nah, you all just woke up. The only one who needs to sleep is Cyrus.
Very tired.
Oh, my golden lockpicks.
The golden lockpicks.
Oh my god.
Again.
Again! Golden lockpicks 2!
Electric Boogaloo.
And my gooba.
The goo bombs.
Jesus.
And all my purple worm poison. At least I know we can get more of that.
Yeah, Lair Bendis will give you more of that.
Just gotta milk Lair a little bit.
I was hoping that's not how that's supposed to work.
What have you done?
I was trying to lay down. I was start taking a nap in the corner while these people sort out what we're doing.
Can't lay down with that model because it's turned. Gotta lay down with your original model and fall asleep shooting a fireball.
It's alright. Nope. This one,
That's what I wanted to see.
You're on your head.
He's laying down. He's sleepy.
You curl up in the corner and you do it so you're doing a handstand in your head, the headstand. And go to sleep.
I just blame the curse.
You're like a bat.
I fall asleep and for
Maybe
some
upside
reason
down.
I'm now upside down.
Like a bat.
No, that would be me I'm hanging from something. I'm just on my head.
Your muscles spasm, the stage is tense, so you crumple.
He's just doing a break dance. He's just having a good time.
You got a real strong neck.
So, what will you do?
Tough choice.
We gotta have our story straight for the army.
Tatsuya, this is your Tatsuya. Thandros, this is your brother.
Yeah.
And
How are we gonna explain that? I swear, I'm Vendar. I know, I'm a dragon boy. It's hard to explain.
you knew
It's
what we were.
not really that hard to explain.
And now I need to check at that.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So, it wouldn't last particularly long, but could I use minor illusion to put a Vendar illusion on over top of him? I don't even. Do I actually have it on this character?
Or
Okay.
option 3, accept your fate.
I know nothing about illusions, so I can't help. Maybe we could just stick a patch on him that says, "Hi, I'm Vendar."
Use
don't
the
think
disguise kit that was in the bag of holding.
Maybe we can make a magic item that will turn me into a human, like the axe of the dwarvish lords turn them into a dwarf-like people.
Both the humans.
Yeah, the human belt. It's made of human. It turns you human.
Gross.
Jesus Christ.
Gross. Soylent Vendar's people. Well, it has now been over an hour and a half, possibly more than 2 hours, since you stole Tatsuya from in front of his followers. And he blamed Tiamat for it.
Well, so we probably should go deal with that sooner rather than later.
Have we already talked to Safaris? Or that's it, right?
You mean activated the beacon?
Yeah,
No,
we
no.
can do it.
We haven't activated it and we haven't talked to her forever.
feel like we should have done that before we attacked
It has been
Tatsuya.
quite a while since you've spoken with Saltharis. Like,
We want to use her to help. Might have been helpful if we knew that she was available.
Well,
Like, coming.
we could
We know
use
so long
this,
to get there.
we could use it as a power move with the army and just ask her to come and be like, we can call a dragon onto our side.
was Arnkahir's Oasis the last time you guys talked to Saltharis?
It's been a long time. She's supposed to check in with the other dragons and check back in with us.
I mean, I don't know if she told you she was going to check back in with you, but she definitely said she was going to check in with the other dragons.
That's true.
Well, that certainly could be effective. I don't know if Cyrus knows the full detail of this item. If it doesn't give her any indication of why she's coming, then she might just see
I thought we were
us and
gonna
an
send
army.
her.
Isn't that what Lair Mendes' spell slots are for, ascending?
Yeah, and like we know her. It
Send-
shouldn't even take that high a spell slot to send her, even though she's powerful.
Well, your Cindy machine just went to go went to the other room, so we'll have to wait for a second on that.
Lara Mendes is our mailman.
No, it's your
Her
fax
main job.
machine.
It's always been her main job.
He's your Verizon guy.
Telegram.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, he's just here for sending and counterspell. That's it.
For his
And
main
wish, apparently.
And general knowledge.
And now he has absurd magical power.
Certainly.
You know he's the guy with the book in our party to make us all look smarter, right?
Yeah. So, Yukikaze, about that gem on a necklace,
Yes.
do you want to keep it?
Are you going to give it to somebody close to him?
We're frontliners. I'd rather give it to someone that has a less chance of. Well, I would have said that originally, but now that I remember, Vendar just blew himself up with a bag of holding. I figured you'd want to give it to the person that it's safest with. I'm not so.
Yukikaze.
Who is it safest with in the heat of battle?
I raise my hand. I'm only there half the time, so if you don't want other people taking it, I'm technically the safest.
Oh yeah,
Stop
that's,
kissing her.
there you go. Right.
Isn't that why we took away the scales from you?
Yes, but you actually need access to those at a very specific time. This you can wait a few days for if I am not around.
Yeah.
One day he just poofs and never comes back, and he's
Yeah,
still got
that's
your
what I was
brother.
thinking. He never comes back.
We lost Cyrus and my brother in one go.
Do what you wish,
The upshot
but,
is no one else can have your brother because even nobody knows how to get to wherever Cyrus is.
He effectively doesn't exist anymore.
Even Cyrus doesn't know how to get where Cyrus is.
It's true.
So what do you think, Raiken? Cyrus?
I was gonna say either Cyrus or Leah.
What's other people's votes also?
My vote is to go with what Raiken says for his family.
I say we put it in Tatsuya's bag.
No!
Are you guys like charmed by that bag?
Open it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is. Though, it is kind of terrifying at that last year between life and death. And changing race.
Leah, do you feel safe with having it?
The bag?
No! Tatsuya's soul.
I can't promise I won't chuck it in the nearest hellhole, but...
Yeah, okay, so there's your
Leah.
that right. So I'm just
So,
gonna,
does that change your opinion, Raiken?
I'll just hand it to you right now, Cyrus.
Leah, that is your uncle.
So,
He's also a fucking demon.
Yeah, he proved he was working for Tiamat.
Well,
He's family.
working for Bahamut, but making a deal with Tiamat to do so.
He was shitty at working for Bahamut.
Well, we have different methods, but I think Bahamut would disagree
He literally
with us.
sold his soul to Tiamat.
Under Bahamut's orders.
Under Bahamut's orders, it was his own stupid ambition, thinking that he could achieve Bahamut's will by selling his soul to his greatest enemy.
That's never been what he's said or done. Well, he is very zealous in his following, to a dangerous degree, I would say. Everything he did was for Bahamut.
I didn't question that. I don't think Bahamut ordered him to make the deal with Tiamat. I think that's something he chose to do on his own. I think it was in belief that it was in the service of Bahamut. But no, I don't think Bahamut ordered him to go sell his soul to Tiamat.
I'm curious about that anyway.
Without something like Speak with Dead, no way to know for a while at least.
Not sure that would work even without a corpse. I
Why would we?
don't
No,
think
you don't
so.
cast it on the corpse, you cast it on
I don't-
this. I guess we have to give it a jaw or some way to talk.
How's it gonna talk?
Yeah, I'd have to look into that.
So, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from Cyrus.
Alrighty. Let me check my stat page. Wisdom save. That's okay. And so I do Raiken. I should have Raiken's bonus because we're still in the demi-plane.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it. So that 24.
24. As you take the jeweled necklace from Yukikaze, you're going to just sort of feel like the jewels itself just seems very cold as you grip it in your hand, like unnaturally so. For having just been, like, swinging from his fist a moment ago. Like, it's lower than the air temperature in the demi-plane. And you just kind of get a little prickly chill on the back of your neck.
Ooh, that's unpleasant. Could have warned me.
Warn you about what?
This thing, it's like weirdly cold. Maybe even necromantic, which would make sense considering what it's holding, but still.
Or given it by a Asmodeus. Oh, I wouldn't know that. I was dead.
That's true. You were dead.
I didn't say that.
You also forget I'm an ice dragonborn. I kind of didn't notice it that much.
That's fair.
You didn't notice anything unusual about it when you were holding it?
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
If this keeps at it, I may need to give it back to you. Given who gave it to you, I may not have permission to hold it.
Oh? I guess if you hand it out to me, I'll take it.
I'll hold on to it for the moment. It's just creeping me out.
Okay.
The feeling doesn't go away.
Yeah, if after, like, say, 5 or let's say 10 minutes, if it stays there, then yeah, I'm gonna hand it back. That's just too freaky for me.
Party. Oh, your wizard's back. You had wanted to ask him something, right?
Something about sending to
Zeltharis.
Yeah.
What about sending to Seltharis?
Like, Didn't we want her to like show up while we talk to the army? And shouldn't we have sent her before now?
Laramendus had said that he had sent to explain the situation to her when when everyone was filing into the demiplane.
So you had already sent her. Does that mean she's on her way to the?
I mean, she knows where we are. I didn't give her a time frame because the beacon says the current location, but we didn't use it yet.
Nope.
So, but she knows where we're gonna be. I don't know what kind of
beacon. She should show up relatively soon.
Yeah, and she should.
I mean, it depends on what she's doing.
And also, when she comes, she won't be just in the dark. She'll know what's going on and not have to worry about filling her in.
That was the main purpose of the sending.
Yeah, I was wanting to make sure she wasn't gonna like see the army and start torching it.
That would be less than ideal for us.
I have arrived at your beacon. What did you need? Well, we wanted you to convince those guys to join us, but now they're dead.
So now we gotta bring them back. And then that solves that problem, honestly. So
mass revive.
Mass revivify. Ray's army. I have this spell, Ray's army, but it's spelled with a Z.
Unfortunately, of mighty magic now.
What?
I was making a reference to another game system that actually has a spell called Ray's Army. I think it is also spelled with a Z.
Are we wanting to go to the army now?
Wasn't that the plan? So right now we gotta talk to Yatsu. That's dangerous about why I'm not a fucking human anymore.
I mean, I don't think that we need to explain that to him before we start convincing the army to join us.
Yeah, I mean, Yukikaze has already spent days poring over books and writing notes on how he wanted to speechify at them.
Mm-hmm. And, worst case, like, Thandros asks, where's Vendar? We can say, we'll explain that when we can have a moment to speak more privately. And then, problem delayed.
Like, who's the third Dragonborn that I've never met? He wasn't with you before.
He's sexy.
And yet, somehow familiar.
I want to know, what similarities facially are there between Vendar's old form, his human form, and the Dragonborn form?
He's got the same expressive eyes.
Still have human eyes.
God, that's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
It's like a fucking palace cat. It's like, that's wrong.
Just stop having human eyes. You're not supposed to have those. I mean, honestly, just physically, not a lot would have remained telltale or similar. For one thing, it's reincarnate, new beginning. It's really not super based on what you used to be, with the exception that we made the table kind of lean a little bit heavier toward what you used to be. So, fresh new body, and it's all yours. Still got that new car smell.
New lizard smell.
It smells different from the old one. But not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Plus, I can hang my stuff from your horns.
Wonderful.
He has stuff?
Now we can get stuff. Well, we didn't hear him say that, so...
First he has stuff. He's a duke.
The Duke now? Or he always
Lord,
was.
dude.
Lord.
Oh yeah, I forgot he has a hat. So yeah, you can definitely hang his hat up there.
He's a dookie.
I put in a good word with Cyanide for you. That's why she gave the orb back.
Oh, thanks, buddy. We need that.
Yeah, she said you did.
Just imagining Cyanide looking at it, laughing and being like, I need to go talk to Bahamut for a minute. And then just like waving and then pointing at it while smiling.
I've got a jar of death.
He starts like running over and she just like throws it like she's bowling with it. She's now Girl Glitter Gold, apparently. If there is nothing else pressing here, we should probably make our way to the army and begin the work there. Did I, the player, miss anything that I should be aware of when I had stepped away to get my cat her medication?
Mostly just that they want to contact the dragon.
Okay.
Which you had already done, so.
Did I miss ascending?
No,
I
because
did
that
it
had been before the, remember,
I did before we entered.
everything before the demiplane. Unless, was there new information that you wanted Seltharis to know?
No, just that she'd be there so that we could use her to help convince the army.
Yeah. Yeah, so she should be aware of everything that we want her to be aware of.
Okay, yes, that's right. You sent before doing the demiplane, and that information is there. Okay. So, are you heading to the army?
I think that if there is nothing else that people think we need to do here, since we don't have the magic to start doing any of the things that Vendar would like us to do at this point.
So there's one more thing I could say I've just thought about. Vendar, if you don't think Thandros will listen to you as a Dragonborn, you could try and coach me.
I think that we should just be honest with Thandros about what happened. I think that it is very reasonable for us to say we can talk about what happened with Vendar when we can be more alone and then explain the situation.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
I don't think we need to lie to him with magic. It seems like it would be a dangerous ploy.
Sounds like a good idea. Just want to make sure all options are on the table.
Now, what about my voice? Like, obviously, I'm not doing any sort of voice change because I can't do voices. But does my voice sound the same, or does it sound different than when I was a human?
Yeah, it sounds like a dragonborn. You know, it's deeper, it's a little scratchier. There's probably a tone to it that is a little bit akin, you know, just because like your personality comes out in it and flavors it a bit. But it's pretty dragonborn.
I feel like it would be unsurprising if people who knew you well were like confused by how much like you this Dragonborn talks. But
yeah, too bad you're not going to see anyone who knows you.
Again, that's just that we'll talk about Vendar, you know, like when we can. Being like, this is Vendar.
I think
he got taller.
Be able to understand it. Yeah, I was obliterated. This is what I am now.
But Laramentus will be wanting confirmation from everyone that we are good to go.
I'm ready.
I'm good to go.
It feels like candy.
I said Raiken probably was in the middle of all that people were talking.
Yeah. Jebble,
Good as I want to be.
I don't think I have anything else to do.
Okay. Then I suppose he turns to Leah and says, "Shall we plane shift?"
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright.
Throw it into the water again, a mile offshore. The Kraken's like, the snacks are back.
Plane shift.
Yeah, dig out the right tuning fork.
Dig out your material plane tuning fork. Tune to the key of C. And you bang it. And incant. And around you, the demi-plane begins to warp and melt like a Salvador Dali painting.
We had agreed where to go to, right?
I mean, we can only be so precise with plane shift.
No, I can locate a circle.
We don't have a circle that we're going to.
Yeah.
One should ask Leah where she's taking you.
We're going to the Storm Reef Island where the army was. Same place I went before where we were attacked by the Kraken when we fell into the fucking water.
Yeah, that my assumption was we were plane shifting to the island.
Okay.
I guess as part of that confirmation from everyone, that is it anyone else's desire to not do that?
Nope.
Okay.
In the absence of objections.
They're going to specify the island, but also keep in mind we have to stand in a circle and hold hands for this to work.
Yeah, we do.
Kumbaya. Come on, Vendar. Let people grab your scale hands.
I assume squeakers would also have to join because it says up to 8 willing creatures.
Oh, Squeakers has to join hands too. Just this little ferret hanging between the Dragonborn and whoever's next to him.
Why is Cyrus upside down?
He's still sleeping.
I've got to change it back.
He stopped sleeping.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Alright. There's a ferret between the Dragonborn and the gnome.
Diagonally.
The gnome also became a ferret. There's 2 ferrets. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here you go.
It's the squarest looking circle I've ever seen.
It's circular. Trust me.
Like the idea that Jebble's hanging, that Squeaker's hanging between me and Jebble.
And you appear by the docks where there are boats floating. Right. In an hour, it was late, so it'd be it'd be early morning now. And the sun is rising, but it's probably a little too late in the day.
As soon as we appear, Jebble is going to say, "So, am I mistaken? Is Tiamat, Bahamut's sister?"
I believe that's right.
Think so.
So she God too?
Yes. Did you miss that?
I'm putting together something about Tatsia's plan that would make very little sense. He was trying to destroy one god on behalf of another, but his plan involved making a deal with the god he wanted to destroy. But he thought that he could outsmart her or something? Did
Yeah,
you
he
think
was an idiot.
As Vendar says that, Jebble just stops and then just kind of like points at Vendar and just says, "Yeah, I suppose that explains it."
Yeah, he was an idiot who thought he could outsmart and outmaneuver Tiamat. You saw how that ended for him.
So, you immediately hear the cries of gulls around you, the lapping of waves against the wooden pilings of these docks, and the bobbing of ships bumping up against the dock. And you can hear voices in loud conversation not far off. It sounds like a large crowd of people are all arguing and discussing.
Your time to shine, Yuki.
Now might be a good time to activate the beacon.
Yukikaze will do as I ask.
You pull up your wrist that has the bracelet wrapped around it, and there is a draconic rune on each of the beads of this bracelet, and as you look at it, you can see that it spells out a phrase in draconic. You feel that if you read this phrase, starting from the correct symbol all the way around the bracelet, that is probably how it activates.
So I do what I think activates it, activate it.
You read the phrase in Draconic, and the bracelet begins to glow. The individual Draconic runes lighting up, and then it begins to pulse the light on your wrist. Not terribly unlike the Draconic pendant that you have that pulsed as you got closer to the scales. You can see that this thing pulses with a quick and regular beat like that of a heart. It does so soundlessly, though, but it is letting off a not insignificant gold light. That's done. Now what?
It's up to these guys. I don't really know half the plan, so I'm just having to follow.
I think now we should see if we can find Thandros. Yes? Lariman just looks at Yukikaze. Unless we want to approach the commotion just on our own and begin speaking.
No, probably where we should be going.
As the gold light continues flashing on your wrist, Yukikaze, illuminating the party in this, the lower light of dawn here, you are going to see some of the guards who are patrolling the docks and watching the sea are going to notice that flashing light and point towards you. You can almost hear their words carried on the wind as they ask one another, "Who are they? What's going on there?" And they're going to, start jogging up to you. And you see another group approaching from the other side as 4 or 5 guards are coming to converge on you. And, they all hold up weapons, shields before them, and say, "All right, what's going on here? Who are you? What do you want?"
Look, we're looking to speak with Thandros.
They kind of exchange a look and then kind of knit their brows before looking back at you and say, "Hey, you know the captain?
Yes.
Where's he from?"
From Aspara. Say the name of the town too. I forget
The others are gonna kind of exchange another look with each other. One of them will say, "God damn it!" and he's gonna exchange money with another one. the one receiving one says, I told you, I grew up near him.
Bets between side characters continues to be the best trope in existence.
He just sort of throws his arms up and, exasperated. Says, well, we can't just waltz you in there. You got something important to talk to the captain about? Some information that the army needs? We're kind of in the middle of a... They kind of look over at the people arguing. It says, training exercise at the moment.
Out of character.
Thandros knows us all, so I'm just gonna say, just let him know that Yukikaze and company are here to see him, and he'll know.
One of them's gonna nudge the guy next to him and says, I can go fetch the captain. That shouldn't interrupt the, training that's going on right now.
I would like to roll insight on the training exercise.
Go for it. Roll insight.
That's 17.
They have no reason to want outsiders to know the army is currently in a state of disarray, so they're not going to say it.
Yeah, but it is clear that I understand that we have a training exercise is them trying to not say to an outsider what's going on. So
exactly. Yes, you are very aware.
We have information relevant to the, and then he looks over at the army and looks back. Training exercise.
That's going to earn you a new and very inquisitive look, but nobody says anything as they nod the younger man off and he jogs toward the training exercise. You're made to wait a few minutes as he picks his way through the large and loudly arguing crowd. Before you hear the tensions kind of build and sway. You can almost feel the waves of anxiety as they shift back and forth in the crowd. And you kind of finally see they part, and Thandros is walking backwards towards you as he says, we'll have this all sorted out in a moment. I need to see what this is about. Please, everyone, keep the weapons sheathed. He's going to make his way across the sand among the supply crates toward you. I think I have a... No, that would have been smart. I never made him a unique character, did I? But I do have him. He's here. You need to die.
Third time's the charm,
So Thandros and the young man escorting him approaches. And you can see this, there's anxiety mingled with relief on his face as he carries his helmet under his arm as he did when you met him before. And he says, it's about to come to blows out there. They want to march, and the only thing they can march to is the sea. Please tell me you have information. And he's going to quickly wave a hand and dismiss the soldiers around you and say, they're fine, they're safe, they're with me. And he's going to point to the crowd and say, please lead them in drills, Sergeant. They salute and run off toward the training exercise. Good news. Now, please.
Letterman, you have the best memory. Could you explain it?
I think that everything about this is relevant to what Yukikaze has been planning, hasn't it?
This is Yukikaze's show.
Oh boy. I should roll to see if we're doomed. I'm also trying to remember what discussed with the last time. He already kind of knew that we wanted to stop Tatsuya, if I remember right.
Yep.
So I'll say...
He knows that you... Hang on, before you say anything. Remember that right now he is unaware of your plan to usurp Tatsuya.
And we didn't want him to be aware of the plan, because we wanted him to be able to respond honestly to information.
So right now, that worry, that fear, that anguish on his face is his commanding officer has just been pulled into another dimension by powerful, powerful magic, and the last words that anybody standing here heard were Tiamat. And this is a bunch of people who have given their lives to this army of Bahamut.
Yelling Tiamat.
So, this is a person who you want on your side, who is going to be your best go-between for you to the army, and he does not currently know that you were behind this.
I'm gonna look at the party real quick again and just be like, I'm telling them the truth, right? In my look that I'm giving them.
So, I mean, our discussions, to like jump back to the discussions that we had like before the demi-plane, we wanted Thandros to not know, at least now, that we were behind the ploy to yoink Tatsuya. We wanted to get him on our side in our discussion around, like, what we need to do now to deal with the threat and everything. Because if he knew the truth, then he would need to lie to people. And we didn't want him to need to lie to people.
Alright. Okay.
I believe that that's what the discussion around how we wanted to approach Thandros was, right? Everyone in Voice in the Sky?
That was definitely a part of it.
Because this was like an hour and a half ago,
yeah,
or something, versus like 4 weeks ago.
Right, and so a lot of things have been discussed. One thing that you all do know from the last time you were here with him, like 5 days ago, or last 3 days ago, I guess, was that he very much believes in Muhammad, and he very much believed in Tatsuya, but he, after hearing you speak out against Tatsuya, did feel that there could be a better way to fight this war and a better way to win the day without endangering the world by taking on Tiamat. So you know that he was already kind of on board with that idea.
In a way that wasn't going to get this entire army just slaughtered?
Yeah. But he doesn't know that you were going to actively take out Tatsuya. So you can still present a front of, in the absence of a leader, you guys have a plan for defeating the dragons and not risking the world fighting Tiamat, that everybody here still gets to do the work of Bahamut, but they can follow you. Instead, you can lie. You can say, because there's nobody here currently who can say otherwise, that, for instance, Tatsuya was recalled, and as another champion of Bahamut, you were sent to guide the army in his place, for instance. that's an option.
No, I know kind of what I want to say. So I'll start off after he stated. No, was that you describing it, or was that actually he said something about Tatsuya being gone?
I think the only thing that he has said in character is, "Give me good news."
So then I'll look and ask, why? What's up? What's...
He is going to kind of look back toward the crowd and turn back to you a little exasperated. He's going to say, "We've just lost the champion. He was pulled through a portal and cursed Tiamat's name as he went. The army's in an uproar. They want to march on Ebengard now."
Well, that wasn't Tiamat, that was Bahamut.
He's going to, you kind of see those, like a focus return to his face, kind of break through the anxiety that is there. And he's going to look to you and say, "What? Then why would he curse Tiamat?"
I don't know why he would have done that, but Bahamut has recalled him, and I have come to assist, or to fulfill his will and show or go a different path.
The path you spoke of before.
Yes.
That is the will of Bahamut.
Yes.
Very well. I need you to roll a deception check and a persuasion check.
Okay. I don't think I have anything. There it is. Right. Alright. Do you want me to roll deception first or persuasion first?
Roll me deception first.
7.
Okay. And perception.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
20.
Would
Okay.
you like some inspiration for either of those rolls?
Probably the first one.
When I came back, how much do I come back at full health, or I come back like almost?
Does it say in the spell if they just come back at 1 HP, or if it's a tribulation again and they're, like, reduced or something like that?
Let me see.
If I were to guess, I'd say Reincarnate is the one resurrection spell that says none of the above. It just doesn't say anything.
If it doesn't say anything, then yeah, full health.
So, Cyrus, you're letting me use
Yeah,
your
it doesn't say
inspiration?
anything.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you got full health there.
Yeah, you can have my inspiration if you want it, Yuki.
Alright, all deception is now 21. So 21 and 20.
Okay. You see that he's, like, searching your draconic features as you say this, like, looking for any hint as to the meaning behind your words or anything like that. But finding nothing but what he seems to believe is genuine, you see the clouding on his face kind of clear, and he nods and says, "What do you need me to do?"
Oh crap. That was out of character. Okay. We probably should calm all the soldiers and start a gathering to inform them.
perhaps I can break tensions by sending them through an actual drill, get them sweating a little, and then have them rally for announcement. I will get started on that if you wish.
Yes, please do that.
Okay. He's gonna pass another look around the group, and, just before he goes, and you're gonna see him, he, turns and takes a step, and he kind of stops, and he turns back and says, "Where's my brother?"
Well...
At that, he's going to kind of fully turn back towards you and say, "Where's my brother?"
No, we have.
I think we have a moment here to be able to explain. Okay. Laraminus will point to, hold his hand out to Vendar and say, "In the time since last we spoke, there was an incident, and the only way to bring him
Vendar
back was via the reincarnate spell."
He's going to, kind of stare at you through this.
The idea of Vendar just looks like a little wave.
Hey, brother.
Don't you still have your signet ring too?
I imagine that was lost in the explosion.
Yes, turn the pulp just like everything else.
Oh yeah, it wasn't magic.
Yeah, and I was wearing it, so...
Thandros is going to make his way slowly back around the group and approach the Red Dragonborn. And he's going to, let his helmet fall to the sand as he peels a gauntlet off and lets that fall to the sand as well, and reaches out this ungloved hand and just presses it against the leather armor on your chest, testing how solid you are.
We're fighting a very powerful enemy, and Vendar bravely sacrificed himself to defeat it, but we were able to bring him back. Mostly, sort of.
You can ask him a question and only two of you would know.
He's going to just, reach for your wrist, Vendar, and he's going to take hold of it and try to pull your hand toward himself.
Okay, I'll let him.
And you see, he's just, he's holding your hand in one of his and running the other one over the scaled palm and just sort of feeling your new draconic fingers. Just very... He just seems kind of lost in this, this moment of incomprehension, and seems to be trying to find something, though you're not sure what. And as he's still, just sort of exploring the palm of your hand and kind of testing the reality of your fingers there, he's going to look up to you and make eye contact and say, "Is it really you in there, brother?"
It is. A little bit scalier and a little bit taller. It's still me.
I thought I'd always stay the tallest of us.
Don't expect a reincarnation.
It'll be a surprise for Mother.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for anybody to get used to. I'm kind of hoping that we can do something to fix it, but I think at most it'll be an illusion. Unless I die.
True polymorph is a transmutation, not an illusion.
You just see
transmutation.
You just see that Thandros is shaking his head as he maintains eye contact and says, "You're alive. Why should we care what you look like? It's still you.
Hopefully everyone is as easily accommodating.
He's going to, with both of his hands, be squeezing yours, like grabbing the first and last finger and just sort of clutching them before his chest. He's going to say, "We're family, brother. Mother will understand too. I know that life at home didn't give you a lot of reason to trust. But trust me, now. It'll be alright. Besides, you look so cool."
Yeah, I did luck out in the looks department at least.
Out of character, but
Yeah,
you
that
could have
could've
been the
easily
hottest grung. The hottest
The
of
hottest
grungs.
grung. I would have been an incredibly hot grung.
Are grungs the kind of
They're
Like
they're
frog
little
people.
toads.
They're like poison frog
That's
people.
it. They're like, poison dart frogs. They're like little poison dart frogs.
It was number 100.
Who are the fish ones?
The Lokatha.
Yeah, I like that.
That one's not on the list. That one was vetoed.
Veto.
I managed to get grung on it though.
Turtle was there too.
It's true.
I'm just glad you're alive, brother. I am. You can...
I am too. That's the first time I've ever died. It was not pleasant.
A lot of us only get the one, so...
Yeah, it's
But,
I'm pretty elite.
Yeah. We're starting to look for the punch card.
You can tell me the story of it later. We need to figure this out first, he says, pointing at the training exercise.
Yes, let's get to it.
Once I have them rallied, you are prepared to speak, he says, turning back toward Yukikaze. You are the other champion of Bahamut?
Yes.
It may please you to know that Tatsuya always spoke highly of you to the army.
Well, it's good to hear.
He described that you were on a different path, but he never spoke ill.
Out of character, sure, just make us the assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, same.
I would never talk shit about Tatsuya.
Again, out of character. I would have typed it, but the cat's in front of the keyboard. So.
I'll signal you over. It shouldn't be long. Get yourselves ready.
I'm not ready. I think we should end here with 10 minutes left.
I'm going to look at the pulsing of the bracelet.
Mm-hmm. It is getting faster, actually.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to... Can I make a raw intelligence check to do some mental math? Because I did the calculation before.
Yep.
To, like, guesstimate distance.
Yep.
So can I make a raw intelligence check to try and do that from that?
You can. What you'll be doing is utilizing the same calculations before, basically making the assumption that the pulsing is identical, and that the same speed indicates the same distance between these two items, which there is no way to guarantee, but you don't have any other data to go off of.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Using what I did before is what I was intending.
Yeah,
because it might be vary off, but I want to try and guess a ballpark.
Yeah, 100%. Go for it.
I'm going to use a mulligan.
Okay. I mean, remember, everybody has a inspiration point at the beginning
I'm going
of
to
the
use
session.
a point of inspiration, because that was a 1 on die.
Nice.
Which is, technically a 6. But let's see if I roll another 1. That's not a 1. It's not a 1. I got a 13. You're a wizard, ladies.
It's somewhere between 5 feet and 1,000,000 miles.
It is faster than it was before. She's likely approaching.
Yes. Should we wait
Excellent.
here a second, then?
I don't think that it would be bad if she shows up while you are speechifying.
That's true. And also, he did say he'll signal us when he's ready. So, she may or may not get here.
Showed up while you were in your speech. And she can back you up.
Get ready to speech.
Yeah. I would say it'd be good to end here also just for the fact that, like, we don't have to cut it out in a weird place.
Yeah. Have you, like, written down anything, like, that you might want to say?
That's what I'm gonna use the week ago.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks.
I have an idea. I know what I kind of want to say, but I should iron it out.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm gonna say.
Like, feel free to post things in chat too, because you were doing a lot of the like working while we were around, so it could have made sense for you to like workshop some stuff with us too. If you want, you are welcome to. If you would like to, you're also welcome to play it close to yourself and surprise us all. I'm content either way. I just want you to know that that's an option.
I will definitely post something if I change my mind of how I want to do it.
Okay.
So it's almost army time.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Well, my representative army is all lined up now. It's a lot more people. It's like 3,000 people or 2,800 people. So
It's a lot of people.
yeah.
I feel like Tailspire can handle that.
I mean, it might be able to. I don't think I can.
So you start with one, and then you copy them and duplicate them, and then you cover the two, and then copy those, and then
Yeah.
Too bad you couldn't select area and then drop it all.
Yeah.
you just like select this area, and you're just like fill, and it just rains down a single token.
Yeah, for
Alright.
replace multiple tokens, I have found that copy paste works. Like you can just spam Control V to put out a lot.
Yeah, that's miserable.
Alright, everybody take your 5,000 XP, and we'll see you next time.
I didn't expect. Good thing I used inspiration on that deception.
Well, Leah, what?
I didn't say anything. I just said boo.
Cyrus, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I gave the amulet back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said if I still feel weird after 5 to 10 minutes, I'm gonna just give it back to Yukikaze.
Okay, yeah. After 5 to 10 minutes, you actually had, like... You were getting that sixth sense sensation of, like, a person who hadn't announced themselves, like, reading over your shoulder. Whatever book you were looking at. That same kind of feeling.
I felt uninvited.
Watching you sleep.
At least that's the feeling that I, as a player, get.
Alright. Yukikaze, make me a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Well, you had said you didn't feel anything.
I didn't. I don't feel cold. Doesn't mean something else doesn't affect me. It just means I'm screwed more than you because I couldn't tell it was coming.
Well, at least you still have your inspiration.
+3. From
Yeah, don't
Raiken.
I
forget.
get to have
Raiken's
I get to have
+3.
sending prepared all the time without being against my spell slots. I get to cast sending once a day
For free. Is the other one counterspell?
Yeah, the other one's counterspell.
So a 13.
13.
Oh god.
Yeah. Especially now that you're back in the material plane, you have this distinct feeling wherever you are keeping this amulet, this jewel, of like radiating cold. Like you feel like if you were to look down at the pouch that it's in or down at your wrist, there would actually be steam rolling off of it. And you can almost, like, you get this sense that, like, you, among the lapping of the waves around you, among the creaking of the wood boards and the dock and the boats, that there's just this whisper, this susurrus out there that isn't natural.
What element is acid?
What element is acid?
Tatsuya.
Tatsuya. Tatsuya was acid.
Should I give a response for that before it count as part of the session, or should I wait till next time?
No, I'm gonna leave you hanging on an eerie note.
Got it. Next time.
Hopefully,
Not everyone loves Raiken.
What's Yukikaze's wisdom save with Raiken's bonus?
It was 13.
Like, just in general.
Do you
Like, without rolling, what do you start with?
3?
You have a 0 in wisdom?
I'm a battle master, fool.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Raiken starts with 11.
You're up for Leopard Paladin.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember I won't be
Maybe
able to
Raiken
play next
called it.
Tuesday, so...
Yeah, it's not next week, it'll be next time, so the week after, hopefully?
Yeah.
Okay.
So until then, we should figure out how... Because I just leveled to 20, so we need to figure out how to play that in character, because Leah's going through some very dramatic changes now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We should definitely figure
no.
that one out. Going
Leah
to
hit puberty.
changes. Anyway.
Magical puberty.
Bye, stream.
Nice.
Bye.
I'm an